Shut up and sit down.
It's where the big boys play. SICW.
Welcome to Brand New Podcast, everybody. Episode 120 or 142. I almost gypped us a year, huh? Well,
yeah, you can't be doing that.
Yeah. Mr. Bobby D will be coming in a little bit later. He has some other things to do. He had his Black Ops tournament yesterday, but as promised last week, we have our independent music parade going on. Today's artist is Tyler Loves Music, and the song we are presenting is Struck by You, one of my personal favorites of his originals. So enjoy.
Summer nights, winter days, falling leaves, budding spring, talking bodies, quiet minds, endless dreams, but this limited time. I just don't get how people do it. Every time I see you, I think I'll lose it. You'd think by now that I'd be used to it. Here I am again, I'm cruising for bruising. Well, I'm so struck by you. I keep on sending all these signals, hoping that they're going through, and I'm so stuck on you. But you treat me like a shoe and only one of a few. I said that you. I'm so struck by you. Call me dumb, call me crazy, just call me maybe. Please tell me you've been thinking about me lately. Cause I sure as hell been thinking about you. Laid out on the line, just tell me what you wanna do. Maybe you just love the games. You don't care about the players. Well, then again, I think I saw you mouth. I'll see you later. Well, I'm so struck by you. I keep on sending all these signals, hoping that they're going through, and I'm so stuck on you. But you treat me like a shoe and only one of a few. I said that you. I'm so struck by you. I'm so stuck on you. I'm so struck by you. No, don't care what it is that I've been told. You got my heart held tightly in a chokehold. No, don't care what it is that I've been told. Please say you bought, please tell me I've got you sold. Well, I'm so struck by you. I keep on sending all these signals, hoping that they're going through, and I'm so stuck on you. But you treat me like a shoe and only one of a few. I said that you. I'm so struck by you. I'm so stuck on you. I'm so struck by you. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like the way I played the song, make sure you hit the like button. Looks like this thing. If you have not hit the subscribe button already, make sure you do that. Stay up to date with future content. Most importantly, comment with the artist and title of the song you'd like to hear. We'll add it to a list of things to do in the very near future. So this song is called Struck. This is with the backing track. You can actually check out this song today on any streaming platform you'd like. So feel free to check out the links in the description. In addition, worry about that in the morning. This song, Struck, and To Their Knees will all be released as well on February 25th as a fully packaged EP. So feel free to check that out. We'll have links for everything in the description. So worry about that in the morning is already out. Struck is already out. And To Their Knees is the one that we'll be waiting on. So February 25th, feel free to stay tuned. We have the links for you in the description below.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, now he's laughing because it was instant. If you did, all of his music, his description, everything to get a hold of him is in the description below. I know I said description 3 times now, but it's down there. So go to his socials, go to his Spotify, go to his YouTube page, listen to his catalog, and show him some love.
There you go.
Speaking of love, how's it going, Bob? Or how's it going, Jim?
I didn't quite know where you're going with that, but it's going good. Had a good weekend. No wrestling for me, but there are some other organizations that had wrestling. Of course, WrestleMania happened this weekend too. So I got together with a bunch of friends and not a bunch, like 4 or 5, and was able to watch that. Yeah, got a lot of shit done at the house, so I can't complain really. It was a good weekend. But so the wrestling that happened this weekend was a really big benefit show. And it was for Scarlett, which was a young lady who had a tragic accident, but they had a benefit show for her, and it was a sellout. It was a blowout. It was awesome. Now, so the story on Scarlett is she was swimming, and it was either a river or a lake or something, but it had like a feeder tube that would feed water into it. So I don't know if it was more of a river, but she ended up getting sucked under and stuck in this tube. And tragic, tragic. She actually died. She drowned. But some people came in, and some first responders came in, and they actually got sucked in too. But with them being sucked in, it released her, and they were actually able to bring her back to life. But technically, she was dead for I want to say they were saying about 5-10 minutes. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's what I heard. But she's in the children's hospital right now, and the doctors told her one thing, but she's already showing the doctors up. The doctors told her parents that, she was not going to be able to communicate or speak or really function well. But she's already, she does the squeeze technique where if you ask a question, she'll squeeze your hand for yes or twice for no. So she's already communicating and getting better. And they actually live fed this wrestling show to her hospital room so she can watch it, because her favorite thing was wrestling, and her favorite thing was to go to New Breed Wrestling, which was her local wrestling place. So from what I heard, over 600 people came to this show, to this benefit, and that's just great. Some benefits are like, you don't know how it's going to turn out. Even though all the money's going to whatever benefit is, you just hope that it's a great turnout for her, and everyone turned out for her. Herb Simmons was involved, so SICW was involved. Our head trainer, owner of the Ace Academy, Bob Orton Jr., was there. And from what I understand, it was just a big blowout. Everyone had fun. They had a lot of SICW guys there. They had Attila Khan. They had Steve Fender. They had Joe Helms. So a couple SICW guys did really well out there. But the main thing is the people turned up and turned out for Scarlett. So hopefully they were able to raise a good enough money for her. And it's going to be, I think this could end up being a regular thing, once a year or something like that to help her. But all good things start with pro wrestling, But so that leads us to this weekend. So this weekend is our first time. I'm going to pull this up so I don't butcher all the details. And I say that because I can't read the screen that we're actually on without putting my spectacles on. So this Saturday, April the 25th, we're going to be at the Powerhouse, which is in Columbia, Illinois. Same, time, starts at, well, the bell, man, the doors open at 6, starts at 7. There's just 2 matches that are announced. Of course, the one we're showing right here, where me and Bobby, we're gonna team up. I go against Tony Flood and Nasty Glenn Williams. Of course, they are the holders of the SICW tag team belts right now, and me and Bobby are going to try to pull those away and get the victory over there and get some belts back into the podcast.
Yeah, we need them all back.
Yeah, we do need them all back. And then now this is almost turning into like a best of 7, because I think this is like the 4th match that they're having, because the first one started in SICW, then it went to IEW, then they did it again in SICW, and now they're doing it here in Columbia. So Billy McNeil is going against Chris Exodus. Exodus is part of that whole group, with SBS Spinoza and I forgot the other guy's name, but their little clique that they got started. Dysfunction.
Yeah, after the Fan Fest, Espinoza is going to forget his own name.
So
We'll get to that later.
It's going to be interesting. So this is the first time we're going there. If it's a good crowd, it might turn into a regular thing to where we're there once a month, which is fine for me, fine for a lot of wrestlers. It's more of a payday for us to go there, an extra date a month. That'd be great. So definitely, if you're in the neighborhood and you want to catch some wrestling, Columbia, Illinois, all the information's there, but you can also get it at sicw.org. They have all the dates, and especially, I think there is one in August that got changed. So definitely go to sicw.org if you're looking to catch all the shows, because I know the one in August got changed. I know it's a few months away, but I just want to toss that out there. So that leads us, after this Saturday, leading us 2 weeks away from that. So I guess 3 weeks away, Fan Fest. Again.
No, this one's not Fan Fest.
Oh, this is the one after Fan Fest.
Yeah.
So this one, we're going to cut back to Fan Fest in a second here. This one is actually, I'm debuting. I worked there last year, but it was just in and out. They weren't able to promote me because what it was is Bob Orton. No, it wasn't Bob. It was another wrestler. No, it was Bob. Bob couldn't wrestle that night. So they brought me in because Bob was supposed to go against Attila. So they brought me in to go against Attila that night, and we had pretty much an anything goes match. And I think I did get the victory over Attila there. But so now I'm officially coming back, and they're doing a lot of promotion for it. So yeah, so this is RCW, Redneck Championship Wrestling. You can catch him on Facebook. I don't think they have a website yet, but definitely RCW on Facebook, and you'll be able to find out where it's at and the tickets and everything else. But now that leads us into Fan Fest, and the special announcement is the hotel is sold out. Now, this does not mean the tickets for Fan Fest or the wrestling show or even Mick Foley's tickets for the Friday night show. This just means if you planned to stay there for the weekend, now you're going to have to find another hotel, because every single room in that hotel is booked. I didn't even book a room there because I figure I live so close when I'm up here that I can just go to my spot and crash and come back. And normally I stay in the hotel, but it is sold out. So May 8th and May 9th, May 8th is a Friday, and it's going to be Mick Foley's one-man show. It's a comedy routine / life on the road storytelling. And then immediately after that.
Is he doing a Q&A for that? like
Well, I'm
last year?
sure there will be some questions at the end because even when I went to Hacksaw Jim Duggan, he does a one-man show, and he would start off, cracking some jokes, telling some stories, and then at the end, when he was actually done with his set, then he would, ask for questions from the audience, and we can do a little storytelling that way. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go with Mick Foley, but I'm sure it's going to be about the same thing. He's
My
going to be
favorite story of Jim's is him getting arrested.
back in the day with the Iron Sheik.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big no-no back then. They were, going at it in the ring, but yet they were driving together and then get pulled over for some illegal usage of some stuff. And yeah, so kind of got busted, but and he talks about it. It's just one of those things that happens.
Yeah,
But
it's wrestling. But
yeah,
the reason why Jim and I were talking earlier before going on air, I think the reason why is we're getting such a good and positive review of this is just the fact that it's not in St. Louis. It's closer to where we are. And the marketing is a lot better. The hotel is a lot better.
yeah. So
But
everything's lined up for a perfect weekend. It's
but Jim seems to think the reason why we're getting a better traction for this one, the other three weren't bad. They were excellent, awesome, great. It's because of this right here.
yeah, and that's just one of the tag teams. So a lot of it, I think, it's next to our home base, which is Belleville. It's just right down the street. It's Ferry Heights. It's in Illinois instead of Missouri, and there's a big difference there when it comes to wrestling. In Missouri, you have to get licensed to wrestle. You got to be licensed to ref. You even got to have a promoter's license. And that means every single wrestler has to be licensed. That means blood work. That means, a physical, and it all has to be done and turned in 2 weeks prior to the show. Now, what legends are going to come in town, get all that done, and then 2 weeks later come back and actually perform? So since we're in Illinois, they don't need any of that. So this time around, we're going to have some of the legends actually wrestle. So this match here, Tilla Khan, Stephen E., he's going against Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert. So it's that's, I did get that right, Doug Gilbert. Yep.
Yep,
So that's going to be a great match. The hardcore, guy Attila Khan versus Doug Gilbert, who is a hardcore himself. And the last time Attila and Tommy Rich met, they bled all over the place. So it's going to be a good match. But even the Barbarian and the Warlord are going to be wrestling. So there's more legends that's going to be involved. In my match, it's
and the co-ops are going to be wrestling and taking advantage of Jim, bending them over the ring, giving them the old Russian shiver,
well, hopefully I'll have some people outside that will help me out. Hint, hint to Bobby D, maybe. But yes, so I'm going against.
I'll help you next year.
Neil Koloff. Of course, all the family's going to be there. And they already announced that they're going to be in, around the ring. So I'm already going to have to go against him, but now I got to defend off against the whole damn family. Damn Russians. That's all I got to say. Damn Russians. But that's just one of the matches. That's just one of the matches that are announced. So you got Attila's match. You got my match. You got Bobby D going for the classic strap again.
Mr. OVW, NWA Exodus, and
yeah.
I forget which one what program he's coming on. I forget. Anyway,
yeah, Brandon, he's making a name for himself. He's wrestling other independent companies. He is the current champion for us. He is a former champion for Pro Wrestling Epic. He's a OVW former tag team champion. Wrestled a little bit for the NWA. His mentor is now back in TNA, so I'm guessing, you'll probably see Brandon on TNA pretty soon because he has got that caliper. But Bobby is going to try to knock him down. So it's going to be interesting. Brandon was the one that took the belt off of Bobby, so Bobby is still seeking some revenge to get his classic title back. But we even got a ladies match at the Fan Fest. So we got Lilith Khan, Satan's daughter. She is going to go against the what was her name? Dragon, the Blue Dragon. Let's see. There we go.
Tootie Ramsey, the little blue dragon.
Ramsey. Tootie's been around the St. Louis area for the longest time. She's wrestled some dark matches for AEW. I think she actually made it to like a pay-per-view as well for AEW. So she's like right there on the cusp of making it, making a name for herself and getting seen on the big brands, the big stage. But Lilith Khan, if you've seen Tootie, she's a little shorter girl. So she's probably like half the size of Attila, Lilith. So it's going to be interesting. You got Tootie's been around the block for a few more years than Lily, but you got Lilith that has the size and the strength. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of people are coming just to see this match, to see how.
I remember Lilith when she was just a little demon instead of just the spawn of Satan.
There you go. But yeah, so again, Friday night is Mick Foley's. He's doing his one-man show. Afterwards is his personal meet and greet, and those tickets are separate, or you can buy them in a whole package if you're going to do the whole weekend. Saturday, we're going to start off with the Fan Fest. I think that goes until 5 o'clock, so I think it's like 10 to 5, where you can go around, take pictures, get autographs, get your action figures signed. It's going to be kind of cool. Midway through that, unfortunately, they're going to get Glenn up on the ring, and he's going to do his little, what does he call it? Burn segment.
Let's waste your time show.
Yeah, but the good thing is he's going to be interviewing Teddy Long and Mac Davis. Of course, Teddy Long is the special GM for that night. So hopefully he pisses Teddy off and Teddy puts him in a great match, Put him against like 7 legends. And, you ever watch WWE back in the day when they would take a guy and they'll send all the legends out and just beat his ass, I hope Teddy does that to him.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome. But yeah, so Teddy Long is the special GM for the night. Glenn Williams is going to be interviewing both Teddy and Mac Davis. But like I said, that's going to wrap up about 5 o'clock. Give it a little break so we could get all the chairs out of the way. Actually, to put the chairs in the building and get it set up for the Hall of Fame. So at 6 o'clock, the Hall of Fame, it normally takes about an hour. So Andre the Giant's going in, Spike Cupid, Johnny Rods, even Herb Simmons is going in. Now, Herb didn't vote himself in, but the rest of the committee voted him in.
Have we got confirmation yet if Andre the Giant's daughter is going to be accepting?
No, not yet, but she came to WrestleMania. So she is coming to wrestling shows. So hopefully she does come. Chris Owens is like the curator, I butchered that word, of Andre the Giant memorabilia. He is world known. He was on the WWE Network on a couple of shows where they had Big Show at his house, and they had Mark Henry at his house, looking over Andre the Giant stuff. So hopefully she comes, because he's going to give the induction, and if she's there, she's going to accept the award. And I don't know if we announced this yet too, but Hulk Hogan is being put in. So that just came out, I think, over the weekend. So Hulk Hogan is getting put in for a Lifetime Achievement Award as well. There's rumors and talks on who they're going to bring in to accept the award. I'm hoping Brooke. Of course, Nick would be cool as well. Might be Jimmy Hart. You never know. But Hulk Hogan, who at the tail end of Wrestling at the Chase, actually wrestled at the Chase, and not that many people know that. But the name of the company kind of changed hands a little bit. When Sam Mushnick had it, then Harley Race and some other wrestlers kind of owned it for a while, and then here's the big catch: Vince McMahon owned Wrestling at the Chase for just a while. And Hulk Hogan was able to wrestle at the Chase. So he's going in, Lifetime Achievement, because without Hulk Hogan, we still might just be, all of us might be wrestling in small little convention centers and VFWs and stuff like that. He brought it mainstream, and you can't deny him that he deserves it. But so Andre the Giant, Spike Hubert, Johnny Rods, Haku is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award as well. And this is the first Hall of Fame that Haku is being inducted in, which is still amazes me. I know we talked about it before, but it still amazes me. A guy of that level is not in the WWE Hall of Fame or NWA or WCW. But
yeah, but you know who went in? Stephanie McMahon.
Right. Yeah. Kind of crazy,
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Speaking of, and it's not independent, but there's a couple points on WWE I would like to hit. Hall of Fame, Sid Justice went in. They just ran a video package. Evidently, it was a very small video package. And Sid's son, immediately, right after the Hall of Fame, got on his social media and started saying how poorly WWE treated his dad on his induction. That he was very upset with the WWE and how they handled it. So that's kind of shitty on them. And they put him in the legacy wing for one. So they don't even talk about the guys from the legacy wing. They throw a picture up and say, hey, this guy went in. And that's what happened to Bruiser Brody. They didn't even tell the widow, Barbara Goodish, that Bruiser Brody was going in. She found out from fans that were watching the show. So how shitty is that? But he was Sid Justice or Sid Vicious, either how you want to call him. He was a multi-time WWE champion, and to them it was just a flash just to put him in. So kind of crazy.
I agree with some other journalists. I believe they're trying to purposely bankrupt WWE. Like they're trying to make it fold. Because it might be worth more broken apart and taken back and then overseas and then resold from there to come back.
Yeah.
Because if he's alive, Vince is going to get back WWE at some point. I think they're going to try and maximize everything for profit to get their investment out of it, to break it apart and make him buy it back in pieces.
Well, if you watched WrestleMania this weekend, Vince never had any promotional advertisements around the ring, in the ring. The announcers might have a Coca-Cola drink that they might be sponsored by Coca-Cola. But if you look this weekend, they had advertisements in the middle of the ring, on each side of the ring, on the ring aprons, on the turnbuckles, on the fancy little lighting on the back where it stops the fans from climbing over the guardrails. They had the fancy LED lighting on the guardrails now. They were all advertisements. So I mean, there was just, and like the first show, someone had clocked it. There was 52 minutes of commercials. Now this is a program that you buy. Back in the day, you bought the pay-per-view and watched the pay-per-view. You still have to buy it on ESPN, and they still load it with commercials. Now you're buying this, but they're still loading it with 52 minutes of commercials. Crazy. But also, we got to pay homage to Van Hammer. He passed away over the weekend. He was a very good wrestler in WCW. He also wrestled other places besides WCW, but he got well known in WCW. So unfortunately, he passed away. We had some issues with fans, and they were having issues all weekend because the fans were staying at the same hotel as the WWE superstars, and the more fans knew where they were staying. So even if they weren't staying at the hotel, they were, in the hallways, in the lobby, in the bars, waiting for the wrestlers to show up. And there was a thing that got caught on TMZ where CM Punk took offense to a fan that was videoing his wife and another wrestler embracing in a hug. And
but not just videoing from a distance, invading private space. And whether you like Phil or not, CM Punk, whether you like him or not, he's protecting his wife.
Right.
And he has every right to do so. And I've heard people say, oh, the guy with special needs. I don't give a fuck if he's special needs. Then he needs to have his handler there to keep his fucking ass back. Special needs doesn't give you the right to invade privacy and maybe do something else. Have respect. I think this social media shit that brings people closer together, it really doesn't, but it makes people think and believe they're entitled to go talk to these people. Yeah, they're entertaining. You're not entitled to talk to anybody. They're not entitled to do anything but entertain your ass in the ring. So have some respect. It's a safety issue.
Yeah, and even on the local level, I've talked about it on the podcast before where after a show, actually the show was still going on, I was done, and I went to the bathroom to relieve myself, and I had a fan come in, and he was a couple feet behind me, but I was standing in the stall, and he was waiting to shake my hand and get an autograph from me, and I had to tell him, I said, hey, let me at least wash my hands first, because as soon as I turned around, he was there. And
you think you zipped up before you turned around, yeah?
It's one of those things where you just feel the presence. You're like, all right, I'm being watched,
I remember this from prison. That's a prison movie.
But
fortunately for me, everybody was scared of me, so they barely ever came and talked to me or tried to disrupt me, which was perfectly fine by me. I had too much shit going on anyway.
Yeah, there you go. But so just, if you're fans, it's cool to be fans, but just have respect, no invading the privacy. They had special moments where you can pay to meet them and get a up close personal picture and an autograph. If you didn't do that, that's your own damn fault. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, so Fan Fest, there's going to be so many legends there. And I say that because Demolition was just inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, and they are going to be at Fan Fest. We are actually going to be the first show since their induction. So you can meet the new crowned Hall of Famers, Demolition, and get all those brand new big rubber guys and all those other action figures that they just got this year autographed and get their pictures taken with them. you know, like I said, even after the Fan Fest, there's the Hall of Fame, and then we get into the Bruiser Brody Battle Memorial. You know, this is how Fan Fest started. It was originally just a celebration of Bruiser Brody and his life and his because he's another one that's not in that many Hall of Fames. You know, WWE inducted him, but just as a passing. But
Had he not been
SICW,
murdered, he would be in a lot of Hall of Fames.
yeah, SICW.
Sorry for my
celebrates
bluntness,
him.
Barbara. I know you watch our podcast, but I'm a blunt guy. After a few years, you know that.
But yeah, so this is how it started. You know, we were doing this battle royal, and then it just got blown up, and then it became a fan fest. So after it's all said, you know, we have matches lined up. Like I said, some of the Hall of Famers are going to be wrestling. I mean, some of the legends are going to be wrestling. But then it all comes down to the battle royal. And the last man standing, you know, Barbara gets in the ring with the big Bruiser trophy, and she hands it over to the winner. So it's you know, every wrestler locally and even around the U.S., you know, have like petitioned for a spot in this battle royal. So even if you come in here to see only SICW guys, there's going to be guys from Texas, you know, Kansas,
Yeah.
Florida, Tennessee, from all over the place, because this is
Mania.
such a highly regarded and respected battle royal. You know, you have the Bruiser Brody Battle Royal, and then in Iowa, you have the Lou Thez Battle Royal. You know, those are the two big battle royals around here. You know, WWE does the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. They just did that at WrestleMania. But so that we do it for the legends, and it's gonna be a whole weekend worth of stuff to do. You know, if you're a wrestling fan, just come here May 8th and 9th. Unfortunately, if you didn't get a chance to get a hotel, a room at this hotel, the good news is there's so many hotels right there in the facility. So right across the street, there's the Holiday Inn, and actually it's across the street a few blocks down, but then you got the Ramada. So there's so many other hotels that it's just a quick jump to ours. But yeah, it's going to be a badass weekend. So if you're a wrestling fan, you need to go to sicw.org and order your tickets. You can go to the Real Mick Foley, and I think that one's a .com. The Real Mick Foley, and get tickets for his part of it as well. Or SICW have tickets for all of it. So, and you can break it down. If you just want to go to the wrestling show, you can just do that. Fan Fest, you can just do that. Mick Foley, just do that. But
If you only want to meet the Texan, just hang outside and he'll come see you late at night drinking.
Yeah, probably. It's a good chance of that. But definitely
we do it every single time. Why not now? No need to stop. Yeah.
Definitely going to be a good weekend of wrestling. But that's everything that's going on. You know, the next show again is in Columbia this Saturday, and then Fan Fest, and then mine with RCW the week after Fan Fest. But yes, this is my favorite part. One of my favorite parts. I mean, the whole show is my favorite thing. But I was able to go to a couple places this weekend. You know, of course, Belleville has their monthly flea market, so I was able to hit some vendors up there.
We have to go back. Sorry. I mean, it's still in the same frame as toys, but we forgot something very, very important.
Yes, this is so Dennis McHall's. I think that's how you pronounce it. I butcher it all the time. Has his own figure company. So it's Dennis McCall's Figure Factory, where legends are, what did I write? Forged. Yeah, so we showed off his Harley Race and his Japanese wrestlers and his Tilla Khan figure. But this week,
his biggest wrestler to date. his biggest wrestler today.
It's in the title. He is showing off the sample of the Big Texan. So very cool. Very honored that I'm going to have a figure made. So coming soon to a show. We're going to get a few of these made, and you'll have a chance to buy one. But yeah, so he'll give me some updates and on the progress of how it's going. But so far, it looks pretty damn cool.
Yep, we need to get some accessories, your branding iron, and your rope.
Yeah,
or your
definitely.
cowbell.
Yep. Man, it's going to be cool. I used to have a figure back when I wore a mask, and it was just a guy who liked to make custom figures, and he made one of me. However, my dog got a hold of it, and I no longer have it. So kind of shitty, but this one is going to take its spot, and I'm amazed at it. It looks so great. So you can reach Dennis on his Facebook. So if you're an independent wrestler, you can he can go over the deals with you on how to get those made. He will hand paint them as well. Or if you're a fan and you want to order one of the wrestlers, so he's making Harley Race. He's also making a King Kong Bundy. He's also making Brody. He's making a Haku. So if you know or want a particular item made, I'm sure he'll make it for you and paint it. So very cool, very cool. But now,
back to our regular scheduled program.
Yeah. So I went to the flea market and then went to a thrift store, and I scored at both. I'll do the thrift store first. Very cool. I got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle item. This is the Technodrome.
I do not remember that at all.
You don't remember that?
No,
This was
I don't remember.
it actually made it into a movie too. This is how in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2, The Secret of the Ooze, the big old movie that I just watched a few, maybe a month or two ago, because they had a 30-year anniversary. But the Technodrome is where Shredder and Krang and everyone would dig through tunnels underneath the city. And this was their battle station. So I found this sucker in the thrift store for $4.99. It does open up. I'm not quite sure how it does it, but it's very cool. But maybe we'll show it another time. Oh, there it goes. So the sides open up, so you can put your figures in it and do some scenes if you want, reenact a movie. Different thrift store. I found another item for $4.99, and it's the Money in the Bank wrestling ring. Very cool for $5. This is actually the newest ring they got out. So someone literally bought this ring, and it was like $30, $35 for this thing, and somehow it ended up in the thrift store already. So some kid pissed off their parents somehow, and they were like, I'm giving it away. So very cool that I was able to pick that up. But my favorite things are the things I picked up at the flea market. Only one of them is wrestling related. So I'll go start with this. This is a WCW DDP, but it's got a game inside of it. And it's got the buttons right here. I need to replace the battery to see if it still works. But this was $5 as well. And WCW, it ended back in 2001 or so, 2002, somewhere around there. So this thing has survived. The paint on it is not bad. Hopefully it works.
Do you really want to play a game with your thumb so close to DDP's crotch? Be rubbing his tip.
So if it works, it's worth a little bit more money. So that would be my goal, to put batteries in it and see if this game turns on. Not necessarily that I can play, cover like 2 or 3 of the buttons at a time. So it definitely was a kid's toy. But my 2 favorite things that I picked up over the weekend, one is back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It is the Crane's mechanical body. I've had this in my eBay search for quite some time, and they range from $100 to $150, even without the cover, because Crane sits in there and there's a clear cover that covers it. So even without that door, they still go for $100. I got this guy for $40, and he's pretty clean. It had like a little cross originally on here. That is, well, it was an antenna, and the antenna's broke, but still for $40 compared to buying it for $100 or $150. It was a no-brainer, so I bought that. And then when you get done buying all the figures from a particular line, where do you go? You go to knockoffs for that line. So everyone knows He-Man, but a lot of toy companies, a lot of knockoff toy companies created their own version of He-Man and Battle Cat. And so this is my second creature that I've bought that is a knockoff, because I think last week I showed off the double-headed dragon, or maybe the week before. But that is a knockoff. It's not a He-Man toy, but a toy manufacturer made it to where your He-Man characters play well with it. Well,
there's some knockoffs that I like better than the
originals. There's a knockoff called Skellman, that the head is a skull, and actually He-Man, the Hasbro sued the toy company because it looks so much like Skeletor. So they had to change it up a little bit. And those original ones are worth a lot of money because they were, released to the public before Hasbro sued them. So like I said, Skullman is worth a lot of money, but this is a knockoff, kind of like He-Man had Battle Cat. Well, the knockoff He-Man guys had dinosaurs. And this is not a dinosaur or dragon or double-headed dragon. This is a rhinoceros, but it comes with, the for your He-Man guy to fit on, and it's perfectly for your He-Man figures. Some of these knockoffs go for a lot more than a He-Man, counterpart.
I like Battle Cat, but Battle Rhino is pretty cool too.
Yeah, Battle Rhino. So hands down, this is probably this right here. I had left the flea market and thought about it, and I was like, I need to go back. So literally, I went from Belleville to Ferry Heights, and then turned around, went back, and picked this guy up. One, I know it's very rare to find it with the saddle, because most of the time the saddle's gone, especially on a knockoff toy. Those knockoffs were the cheap toys back in the day. So you got a He-Man for $15. Well, the knockoff probably set your parents back $3 or $4. They didn't care if it got destroyed, thrown away, or what. So most of the time, these knockoffs are missing the saddle or missing whatever accessory it came with. So it's very cool that I was able to find one with the original saddle, so my He-Man guy can fit on it. But
did you get your Scooby-Doo hat at the flea market too?
No, I bought this at the store today. I was so excited to buy this thing. I am only missing one thing from Scooby-Doo that I want, and that is the ghost clown. So anyone out there, if you have a ghost clown or a haunted clown, let me know, and I might buy that off of you. But man, it was a great weekend. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff done. around
Well,
the
I
house.
mean,
Was able
I,
to pick up a lot of
I don't,
toys.
I don't think you bringing in a haunted clown will be any more scary than what's already in your house right now.
Yeah, there's a lot. I got a lot of stuff. I would love to get it all shown, but I need a lot of more. I need a lot of cabinets or a lot of shelves. I clearly do not have enough space, and that's why I'm currently trying to declutter my basement so I can take over the whole basement and make it into a big old toy room. That's my goal. That's been my goal for
Well,
a while.
hell, we're gonna have to visit some construction sites, huh?
Yeah, that sounds fine to me.
The old university's book table?
But yeah,
No,
so
we won't do that. We don't commit crimes. Well,
it's got a lot of great wrestling shows coming up. So just hit sicw.org for all the information and details. If you're a friend of the podcast, come up to one of us. Me and Bobby is usually there. Love to meet you, sign an autograph, take a picture with you. And then once in a while, when Nate pops in, you can get a trifecta and get us all. It would be good. Talking about our fans, thank you for the follows on Instagram and on YouTube. Instagram is just knocking out of the park. We're steadily climbing up on YouTube again, so it's great to be back. We're a few weeks in now, and FanFest is right around the corner, so I'm sure I'll have some footage to show you guys.
and in the meantime, Jim is hooking up with some special guests that will be coming on here in the future.
Yep. So we got the first one. I think will be at the end of May, which is just next month. So we can talk about the Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame. So we're gonna have probably a couple of those guys, maybe back-to-back weeks, because there's a couple guys. Again, it's like a committee, just like for the St. Louis Hall of Fame, where it's a committee, and it takes all of them to agree on who's going in. It's the same way with this company. So the only main rule on this company is you got to be retired from wrestling. You can't, say you're done and then after you get your reward, you go back to wrestling, which some wrestlers have been known to not stay retired. But you got to be retired, officially retired, to get into this Hall of Fame. So it makes it a little bit more special, But then we got that coming, and then we got some other special guests. One I have to reach out to again, who wants to get on the podcast. So got some very cool things lined up. It looks like Bobby's not going to make it this episode, but we'll get him on next week, even if we have to tie him down to the chair and shave his head. Sounds like fun.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable. So I think that's it for this week. Loved the fact you guys are tuning in and showing out for us, and just keep the ball rolling. Give us a like and share, comment. Nasty Nate, love to get back to you. I love to comment back, and so from everyone at the Squared Ring Podcast, we like to say have a good week, and we'll see you at the wrestling shows.
Yeah, the racing doesn't start for another couple months.
Yeah, that's true. All right, have a good night, Nate.
You bet. See you. You too.